So what would Tocqueville say about our day and age? Tocqueville in his time described the revolutions that happened haphazardly and brought about democracy, and he stood there and predicted where democracy would take us. But we are here now, and if he was able to predict where things would go, we need to also stand here and look down the line and say, where are we headed? Where do we want to head? Particularly in this time of technological revolution. Ours is an artificial intelligence revolution, and we need to ask ourselves, what does it do for us as democratic peoples, but what does it also do for us as individuals, and where will it lead in future generations? I want to read one quote in relation to this. Tocqueville says, "As conditions become more equal, and each man in particular becomes more like all the others, weaker and smaller, one gets used to no longer viewing citizens so as to consider only the people. One forgets individuals so as to think only of the species." We are definitely there. We talk about being individualistic, and that's the reason we have democracy. But actually, we have forgotten our individuality. I've covered this in the other videos, that we no longer speak as individuals, we speak as part of the whole. There's a tyranny of the majority. And in the tyranny of the majority, we actually just see the people. And the people are unruly, the people are a messy bunch, and we need to control them, which is exactly where we are at with the technologists. In fact, if you read what's behind a lot of the tech leaders, it isn't just enthusiasm for a technological product that has certain capabilities. No, there is a very clear philosophy. There are those that say not only can we control human behavior, but we must. A lot of the technologists see humans as mere animals that need to be controlled. And how do they control us? Well, they have so much information on us. They know exactly how we work. They have studied the interface even between two people, talking about the most mundane things. They know exactly what moves us and what motivates us. And the attitude that we need to be controlled is a very dangerous one. Moreover, what's very dangerous is that we ourselves look at technology, we who have none of the leadership roles in technology, we're not producing these products that we're consuming, but as we're consuming them, we become convinced that we are less than machines anyway, and what we need to do is to abdicate our roles as humans and entrust ourselves to the machines, because the machines will be more effective. This is an enormously dangerous thing. We are already at the point where we don't bother with small things, and these are small examples, but they're very indicative. We no longer memorize a whole lot. Why would we memorize anything? We don't have to memorize a poem, we can look it up. We don't have to memorize any statistics. We don't even memorize each other's phone numbers anymore. Why should we? But I actually think that in taking in knowledge and making it our own, it gives us food for thought. And what do I mean by that? It actually fuels our thinking. And it is in thinking that we can exercise freedom. And freedom is only freedom. Freedom manifests itself in action. And I think that when we become passive consumers of technology and we become so comfortable and we become so convinced that these are good products and I won't suffer at all if I just become a consumer of these products and entrust myself and rely on these products, we fool ourselves. We still have to be fully human. We have to be fully engaged individuals in order to take advantage of what is still an excellent system, democracy. And we still need to remember that it isn't about efficiency and it isn't about comfort. It is ultimately about our values and articulating them and honoring them that inform our behaviors, and our individual behaviors towards one another form the whole of democracy and protect us against not just a tyranny of majority, but a tyranny of technological products that want to subvert what it means to be human. And it is very likely already too late, because we likely have already abdicated our roles, but I think it's still worth pointing out and encouraging one another not to give up as members of this democracy.